What's going on, everyone? Greg here with Simply Satisfied, and today I'm joined by Chancellor Jackson. He's an author, he's an athlete, and he's got an amazing story. We're just going to dive into it because we have a lot to do. We have a lot to talk about. Welcome to the show, Chancellor.
Hey, Greg, man, appreciate you for having me. Blessings and balance to you. Big shout out to everyone that's tuning in right now. Y'all the real MVPs. Big shout out to y'all as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, Chancellor, tell me a little bit about yourself and kind of your whole journey.
Yeah. So born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. Played football a good portion of my life, so that really shaped my identity and played a huge part of just, what I'm saying, who I was and who I am now. I got to play all throughout high school, earned opportunity to play Division I football down in Florida. Um, Played all 4 years after I graduated from Stetson University with a bachelor's degree in communication and media studies. I landed my first job teaching English to kids in China. So I moved to China fresh out of college.
Yeah,
um, was out there for 6 months. I was supposed to do a year. Things ended up going left. Ended up getting locked up and served 14 days in the Beijing penitentiary. After I was released, immediately deported from the country. Came back to America, back to square one all over again. Started writing my first book, 14 Days in Beijing, fell into coaching football, continued to work in education, and now here we are, years in, 4 books in, well, really 6 books total, 4 books that I've written myself, but 2 additional books that I helped publish from other authors. Um, Still coaching football, still working in education, then dabbled in different other little side hustles. But yeah, man, started my publishing company, so it's been a journey to say the least. But
yeah. You've been through a lot, and we have a lot to talk about, especially since you mentioned you got locked up in China. But but before we get into that, you were an athlete most of your life, okay? Um, a lot of athletes kind of develop this mentality around their lives, always grinding, always hustling. What was the biggest thing you learned as an athlete?
just how to overcome adversity. I ain't start playing football till 8th grade, so I'm
Okay.
13 years old, started playing football. Anybody from the South? No. Everybody else that started playing football started playing about 4, 5 years old. So I had a lot of I had to catch up on, as far as just from a physical standpoint, and then from a mental standpoint, and just understanding the game of football. Like all I knew was catch and run. So I didn't know nothing about formations, anything when it came to organized football. So it was just a lot of catching up. I ain't even really played my first year. Like I ended up physically developed, so I separated my AC joint, so that put me out for the whole season. Bounced back my freshman year of high school, made the freshman team, started like that, and then sophomore year JV, and then the first test was really trying to play varsity my junior year. Wasn't able to accomplish that initially. They put me back on JV. Of course, I was devastated. I was put my head to the ground, grind, and just show them. End up going crazy on JV. Finally got an opportunity to play in the varsity game. Picked off the number 2 quarterback in the nation. My first games getting in. So after that, it was stamped. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like this is the end of my junior year, so now it's senior year rolling around.
Yeah.
But I was able to start off my senior year, but it's like as far as the recruiting aspect, I'm still far behind. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not gonna get a whole lot of looks or a whole lot of opportunities just because I'm only gonna have 1 year of film for real. But we didn't play for the best team either, and it wasn't like our coach was putting anybody on. So I
Yeah.
had to take the market, my highlight tape, and uh, hit up college coaches to find a place to play at the following year. I was able to do that through my own sure will. So I was like, okay, boom. It was a grind trying to start on varsity. Made that happen. It was a grind trying to find a college to play at. Boom, made that happen. Now, okay, now I'm trying to play in college. Everybody's good. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like still a grind. And of course, every athlete's goal is to make it to the professional level. You know what I'm saying initially, but I knew sophomore year of college, I was like, yeah, the pros ain't gonna be that ain't gonna happen. Like I can shoot for it, and it's gonna be. I know it's gonna be a grind. Everything's been a grind up to this point. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm content right here. I made it to the level I wanted to play at college wise. a lot of people want to play at college wise and don't even get the opportunity to, or some get the opportunity and they piss it away. So I was just grateful to be in that position, and I just knew it's time for me to really learn who I am. I've
Yeah.
embodied through the athlete to the fullest. Now that it's coming to an end, who are you, Chance? What's next? Like, what are we good at? What do we enjoy doing? Like, I gotta relearn minds and re-identify myself all over again. So that was a process within itself. Then it was like I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm just trying. I'm just applying for jobs. Landing interviews. I'm talking about some of these interviews I'm getting flown out for, put up in hotels, getting
Yeah.
cars rented out to me. Oh nine. Kept getting told no.
So they flew
Yeah.
you out and said no?
I'm like, and I kept getting the same excuse. Oh, we're gonna go with somebody with a little bit more experience. Oh, you just lack the experience. It's like, but y'all knew that when I submitted the resume. Before we said this up, you knew that was the case. So now I ain't got in front of your face, what you know what I'm saying, what shifted. But it's like I ain't take it personally. I've been in this position before, especially when I was trying to find schools to play at. I got told no many times before I finally got a yes. So I just keep your foot on the gas. Just keep going. You're going to find something. Let's reapproach the job searching thing. Because I was mainly applying for corporate positions. So I'm like, corporate might not be for you, family. Let's what are you good at? You good working with people, talking with people. So let's look at stuff that's in that field. And just me switching up my job search. And that's when I seen, oh, teach English to kids in China. I'm like, it's a shot in the dark. It sounds lit. I feel like I can do it. Apply for it. End up hearing back from them. We set up an interview, do the interview. A few days passed. They was like, hey, man, we want to move forward with you as a candidate. So it was like, damn. First job to tell me yes. After 8 months of applying for jobs, being told no, I was on the other side of the world. Ain't no
Yeah.
ifs, ands, about it. This is what we finna do. Straight up. Straight up.
Okay. So you decided I need to find myself. Let me just go to China.
Yeah. But I was just like, I didn't know what it is I wanted to do once, you know what I'm saying, as far as a career. I came to college to play football. So it's like, I just got to figure something out. But it's like, just try a bunch of different stuff. Put yourself out there. Then you'll figure it out. For sure doing that. So that was just the first job I got offered the opportunity. Well, not the first job. Other jobs I got offered, positions I ain't really want to do. But this is a job I actually wanted and actually got. So all right, man, let's do it. And I knew I'm finna move to the other side of the world. 21, 22 at the time. I'm supposed to do a whole year out here. I'm saying when this year is done, I'm gonna be a completely different person. Ain't no telling where I'm gonna be mentally, spiritually. I was like, this is going to be a growing phase, a growing opportunity
Yeah.
for me. And lo and behold, it definitely was. It didn't go as planned, at least how I thought, but it did exactly what I knew it was going to do for sure.
Yeah. So what was China like?
Best experience I ever had in my life. Best
Really?
experience. Man, what? Because I was in Beijing, so I went in like those small little country town in China. I was in Beijing, so it was lit out there. The nightlife was lit. The locals vibe. I enjoy working with the kids. Like I'm like, that's the whole sole purpose of me coming out there. So I'm like, if I don't enjoy the work, then that's really gonna dictate the entire experience. But that was a vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with kids as young as 3 years old, all the way up to 12. But I'm mainly working with the elementary school age range, and that's the grade levels I mainly work with now. So it's always easy to match their levels. My lessons, I turn everything into a competition. We're gonna compete in here. We ain't just gonna learn people athletic at the same time. So, but it's enthusiastic. It just they enjoyed it. So class was always a vibe. I enjoyed working with the kids, meeting other foreigners. That was always a pleasure because, like, man, I could have met y'all anywhere else in the world, but here we are in Beijing, China. So it was always dope to meet different people from all walks of life. The food was amazing. Whew. That
Yeah.
probably top tip thing right there. Authentic Chinese food, unmatched. Unmatched. Yeah, so China was lit, man. I enjoyed it. I missed it too. I miss it fondly.
Did you ever learn any Mandarin? I know you were teaching English. Did you ever learn any
Yeah,
Mandarin?
I took it upon myself to start learning a little bit because once I got hired, it was a 3 month process just to get my visa. So I wasn't scheduled to land in China until October of 2018. I got hired around like July. Within that time frame, I was training to get my certification in teaching English as a foreign language. And I was like, I might as well go ahead and start learning a little bit of this language because I don't want to be out there and not know nothing. I think that's just foolish. So I knew just enough to move and groove. It wasn't no full
Yeah.
blown conversation. you doing right now? No, no, none of that.
And then, so you taught for 6 months,
Yes,
and then you end up getting locked up. Tell me about that.
yeah. So it's April 4th, 2019. It's a Thursday, and it's a day off for me. So my weekends was in the middle of the week, Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, those are my days off. So it's Thursday. I'm finna get ready to head to a event. My company is hosting. It's a team builder event. We was gonna be customizing our own Chinese fans. It's just a little cool little networking event. It ain't nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pre-gamer before I go. I'm in the apartment, listening to music, drink a little Chinese wine cooler, smoking a little cannabis. I get done, get dressed, make sure I got everything I need before I walk out the door. Hear a knock. The guests aren't unfamiliar, so I'm just curious to see who it is. I look through the peephole, and there stood 3 officers from the Beijing police. Put everything up, open the door. They walk in, question me about drugs. I'm sitting here playing the fool like I don't know what they talking about. And then they pulled out a drug test and drug tested me right there on the spot. And I was like, oh yeah, it's over with now.
Wow.
Yeah. Failed the drug test, of course, threw the cuffs on me. Now all forms of communication cease to exist. Like they communicating with me up until this point. As soon as the cuffs is on me, it's like everything goes silent. Of course, I'm not gonna talk. And my coach, I've been taught keep your mouth closed unless directly even if you directly spoken to, keep your mouth closed. So I ain't doing no talking, and they ain't bothering to ask me anything. So I'm just following directions wherever they're telling me to go.
Yeah.
We go precinct to precinct before I'm eventually taken to the jail where I'm actually housed. I'm locked up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 15 men to one cell, 9 wooden beds, 3 soups a day, and all I had was a plastic bowl and a plastic spoon. Nothing was explained to me as far as what my specific charges are, how long I'm gonna be in here. Nobody knows I'm in here, and I'm in this cell with 14 other Chinese men, none of which I can speak to. It ain't really looking too good for me. On the other end of the coin, I gotta hold myself accountable. I consciously knew where I was at and what I was doing, and I knew the repercussions from that. Now that things have hit the fan, hey man, I can't be upset with nobody but myself. So I just gotta bite this bullet. But I was like, I know I'm gonna be good when it's all said and done. I don't know what I'm gonna have to endure, but I know I'm gonna be good. I told myself to take note of every minor detail because it's gonna be a great story to tell once you're out of this predicament. And most importantly, enjoy this high one last time because we don't know what's gonna happen to us. Straight up. Straight up.
Yeah. So you were there for how long?
It ended up being 14 days.
Okay. And when you got released, was anything ever explained to you?
Mm. Mm. Like prior to once I the first day, like the very next morning, once I was in the jail, they took me to I don't even know. I'm assuming I don't know. They didn't took all the foreigners out the cells and then walked us to the center of the jail, and now we just going into this room one by one. In this room, it's a dude sitting at a desk. I don't know what he's talking about. He really don't even say nothing to me. He just passed me some paper that I can't read. Tell me to sign it, I sign it. Tell me to thumbprint, I thumbprint it, and then boom. So it's like that was just the whole process. I'm just signing stuff I don't know. I can't read. I'm thumbprinting it, and that's it. So on the 14th day, they just so happened to call my name to come on. I ain't even know what they want. I'm like, what y'all want? I'm just sitting there looking at them crazy. They steady like wave me to come on. I'm just like what? And then one of my cellmates like, hey, buddy, tell you to come on. Like, you finna go. I was like, oh. And it's like I just froze in time. That's the last thing I was expecting. Because I was like, at that point, I was like, man, it is what it is. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. Forget it. Because I kept getting my hopes up like, man, hoping the next day I'm gonna hear something. Next day I'm gonna hear something. Next day I'm gonna hear something. But once I finally just like let go, literally, as soon as I let go, the very next morning, they came and got me. It's
It's
crazy.
crazy how that happens.
Dang, for real. And they just took me straight to my apartment, packed with the rest of my stuff, straight to the airport while I was deported from the country.
Really? So they basically escorted you back to your apartment to pack up, and they said, "All right, you got to leave the whole country. Like, you got to go home."
Yeah, straight to the airport. I was on the plane like less than 4 hours of being released. It was boom, boom. Yeah,
Really? Wow. And nothing ever, like, you never got word of why or word of, like, documentation of that fact?
nothing. That's what makes the story what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's mysterious and suspenseful because it's like you don't know what is going on or how this is going to play out. You know what I'm saying? You just got you to just go through it. And then eventually you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's still like, okay, but what just happened? Like, like what? For real? Because like I'm still I get asked these questions all the time. I'm still a mystery to this day. Like, man, I have no clue what possessed them to come to my apartment that day.
You ever try to go back to China?
Well, I was placed on a 5-year ban, so my ban ended last year. So I'm eligible to go back to China now. I don't know if I'll get back because you got to apply to visit China. Like it's a whole process. You got to fill out a whole application, let them know your entire itinerary to the fullest detail. You need a letter of recommendation. And that was back in 2018. I'm telling what it's like now.
Wait, everybody needs that?
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I would go back for sure because that would bring everything full circle. Like I wouldn't go out of my way, but if an opportunity presented itself, I'd definitely go back and I would document the trip this time because it's like it'll just be great marketing and content for the book for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me about the book.
Yeah, so 14 Days in Beijing. I started writing that in that summer of 2019 once I got back. Took me about 4 months to write it and spent the next 6 months just getting it ready for publishing. So I got locked up in China on April 4th, 2019. On April 4th, 2020, very calendar year, I released the very first version of 14 Days of Beijing, and I was ranked the #1 new bestseller in 3 different genres.
Wow.
Leading the charts, and I was still on pre-order. So I had crazy success and I ain't even dropped the entire book. Like I broke the book up into a series of short stories, 5 books. The very first version that went the craziest was only like 30 some pages. For real, 30 some pages went crazy. And then of course continued to drop the rest of the book the rest of that year. You know what I'm saying? I'm just walking you through the whole story from
Yeah.
beginning to end. A lot more detail, of course, within the story. But yeah, that's pretty much a lump sum of what 14 Days in Beijing is about. Just walking you through that whole process. But it's like you're going, you know what I'm saying? For sure.
So how did you go about publishing the book?
Okay, so I didn't know, as I was going through editing process, I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to go about publishing this thing, but I'm still editing it. I'm not even nowhere near close to done with that. So I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm going to figure something out. I just felt it in my spirit. The universe going to send me something that's going to let me know how I'm going to go about publishing this thing. And lo and behold, because what I would do anytime I'm hanging out with somebody, I slide in my laptop. I was like, hey, bro, just read a few pages of this. Not giving them no context of what it is. Just, hey, just read a little bit of this. Let me know what you think. And I clear for Lord. 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to pass. These folks still thumbing through it. I'm like, damn, boy, they locked in. And I kept doing it every time I had folks over the house. So I'm like, okay, I got something on my hands for sure. I'm like, this gonna be something for sure. I was like, man, I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna publish it. But with me doing that, one of my partners I let read it, he was working for Amazon at the time. He was like, I don't know how he came across it. I guess he overheard some people talking about it or whatever. But he was like, he sent me the link to Kindle Direct Publishing. He's like, hey, I don't know what this is, but I feel like it could be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going through it. I'm like, hold on. Oh yeah. This is exactly how we finna do this. We finna self-publish. Oh yeah, and we independent too. All right, I don't want it no other way. All money in. So I took the self-publishing route. And I've been self-publishing all my books ever since then. And I coach people to self-publish as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been writing, but I haven't started the publishing process. And everyone has told me look into self-publishing or get somebody to help you self-publish.
It's then changed the game. Like, it's given the power and authority back to the creator. Because you can take the traditional route, but that is so outdated. I feel like, and it's a process. Like you got to apply for it. You can get approved or denied. So if you get denied, you're gonna have to keep hitting up publishing companies so you finally get somebody to say yes. And my biggest thing about them is you got to pay for them to publish your book.
Yeah,
So it's like you got to spend thousands of dollars for them to publish it. You still got to do a whole lot of the marketing on the back end. What am I paying y'all for that? That don't make no sense to me. I might as well keep that money to myself and just use that to push it and market it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I was like self-publishing is the way to go. You got full freedom and full freedom over You know what I'm saying? Your work too. That's the most
Okay.
important.
Yeah. So tell me about the other book.
So after 14 days in Beijing, I released You Love, You Learn, and Real Love Never Dies. Those are both romance books. But they all three books, 14 Days, You Love, and Real Love, all three books are telling one long story. So in a perfect world, You Love, You Learn would truly be book one. Then you got 14 Days, book two, and then Real Love Never Dies, book three. That tie everything together, the entire story. Because I get asked a lot, okay, what was China like before you got arrested? And what happened, of course, after you got out of jail? So it's like, Real Love Never Dies picks up on both of those questions. And then You Love, You Learn is just giving me even more pre-context of when I was still in college and going through the college football journey and then trying to find a job to land once I graduated. So it pretty much touches on the entire story. And then book four, I just released last month in April, The Power of Becoming. Completely different genre. It steps a whole nother genre, self-help. The Power of Becoming, 7 Pillars of Growth and Empowerment. And pretty much it's a book full of different quotes and insights centered around 7 core themes: love, success, happiness, uh, adversity, healing, confidence, and I'm missing one: discernment. Discernment. So pretty much it's a great book too. It's a great read. Through these quotes and pages, you'll learn how to revolutionize your happiness, amplify your confidence, and help guide you through adversity, build an unshakable sense of self-worth, nurture healthier relationships, and shake limiting beliefs. It's very, very impactful, and that came to be just based on the content that I create. Like, so my content is motivational, inspirational, or just wise quotes, and I
Hmm.
post much daily. So just took everything I've been posting from 2021 to late 2024 and was able to turn it into a book. Yeah, it's dope. It's a dope read. And
Okay.
we had success. We was leading the charts still on pre-order, and we held it for like 6 days. And we
Yeah.
went, we led the charts in 2 different genres.
Wow.
On
Okay.
baby.
So now,
Yes.
so now you're helping other people self-publish and lead the charts as well. Did you do any writing? Did you do any writing before you got arrested?
Well, in college, yeah, because my
Okay.
degree is media studies, so that's a writing intensive course. But it wasn't like I was always writing my entire life. Like I clear for a little. I don't remember having to write too many papers in high school. I don't. So when I got to college, it was a rude awakening. I'm like, well, I got an essay in this class. I got an essay in this class. Man, like what? Hold on. I'm talking about I lived in the writing center all throughout college. Like, man, any essay or paper I had, yeah, the writing center knew they gonna see me for sure. So it wasn't strong suit or anything that I enjoyed doing. But it's just crazy how everything just came full circle.
Yeah. So did you enjoy the writing in college at least?
It depended on what I was writing about. Yeah, it really just depended on the topic. If it's something that I found interesting, then yeah, for sure, I can let it flow. But if it's something a little bit more tedious, then it's like, okay, this really feel like a school assignment now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when you were sitting in that 15-man cell, right? And you had that kind of click of like, remember all of this because one day it's going to make a really good story. Why did that happen? Why do you think that click happened?
Well, because cause I'm just like, man, you hear about, well, I'm pretty sure we all know people or have relatives, friends, whatever, that have served time in jail or prison. You know what I'm saying? Here in the States. And that's just like, it can be taboo depending on, you know what I'm saying, your demographic, or it could be something that's normal. You know what I'm saying? But for that to happen in a completely different country, I understand somewhere like Puerto Rico or something, you know what I'm saying, that's close, but we on the other side of the world. I'm like, boy, this going, man, what? And the show Locked Up Abroad, everybody used to talk about this show and the crazy stories and experiences you hear on the different episodes. It's like, yeah, it's on that type of time. I just knew it was gonna be a good story to tell. I just didn't know how I was gonna go about telling it, but I knew it was gonna be a great story to tell for sure. I'm gonna turn heads with this. And Lord, man, what anytime I'm in a new room or meeting new people and we just sharing random fun facts about ourselves, oh yeah, I shake the room every single time. Every single time. What I say that? Oh yeah, I got locked up for time. Whole energy shit. All eyes on me now, for sure. I love it though.
I understand that same feeling. Mine's a little different, but I understand that same feeling when you're like, yeah, I've been locked up, and people are like, huh?
And especially China, they brain just like they can't even fathom anything like that. And they looking at me, I'm just sitting there so happy, go lucky, jolly. So it's like, what man? What was that like? Man, you
Yeah,
such a good man. Oh yeah, I got to tap in with you.
yeah. And when you got home, I'm just curious. When you got home, were people like, wait, what are you doing here?
Well, that's the thing. When I got hired for the job, I didn't tell too many people where you know what I'm saying, what was going on. Like I told a select few, but for the most part, a lot of people ain't even know I was in China. Like a lot of people ain't even. So that I just kind of out of left field with a book about getting locked up out there. That took people by storm. Like, bro, when did all this occur? And then of course, the select few that didn't know I was out there, I got back home. They thought, damn, boy, it's been a year already, man. That time flew by. I can't believe it. Blah, blah. I'm like, bro, it's only been 6 months. Like, y'all ain't even registered them that I came back earlier. So it's like, people just, they in their own worlds. You know what I'm saying? They living their own lives. So they ain't really know too much unless you was like truly, truly tapped in with everything I had going on. But if that wasn't the case, a lot of folks ain't even know. So that's when I dropped. So when I did drop the book, oh yeah, it took people by storm for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't even imagine like the amount of people that saw the book or you told about the book or you had read just little snippets and they were like, wait a minute, huh?
On me. Exactly. But it sells the story even more because, man, it just sold the story.
Yeah. And did at any point did you think maybe I shouldn't be writing this?
Uh, no, because I'm like, I ain't go through all it. I mean, of course, my actions was the reason why I went through all that. But I'm like, I feel like it's bigger than that because once I was released, came back to America, like, if I didn't write this book, nobody would have even known this had ever happened to me. Like, it's almost like it never happened. Like if I there, like it was no further repercussions after that. Like, nah, I just can't go back to China, but I'm still free to do whatever it is I want to do. Like, so it ain't no my record or nothing like that. So it's like I'm like, I might as well do something with it. I ain't go through all that for no reason. I gotta do something with it. We gotta do something with it for sure.
Yeah. That's crazy. And what kind of I know you that led to more books and that led to publishing and helping other people publish. You said you helped two other books you collaborated on?
Well, I've worked with countless people, but I've had two that's actually saw the whole process through so far. And not only have they saw the process through, both of their books were number one as well. Anthony McKinney, he was my first author. His book was a drama, uh, autobiography about his experience growing up in Mississippi back in like the 90s and how he was molested before the age of 10 and how that affected him at that age and of course shaped him into who he is today. Very, very powerful read. It's titled The Fatherless Child. Y'all tap in with that. Then my second author, Tanisha Sadler, rock star. She was 15, 16 years old at the time she wrote the book and published it. And it's a drama about, you know what I'm saying, based on the true story of her life. High school drama, typical high school drama. Two girls liking the same popular football player, but they don't know that he messing with both of them. And, you know what I'm saying, it's typical high school drama, but it went crazy. She went number one for like 9 straight days. Stop
Dang.
playing with her. Yeah. Shout out to her. So, yeah, big shout out to Tanisha. Shout out to Anthony McKinney.
Okay. And you're working with a lot of other people. This kind of became your not fast track, but your track to becoming an entrepreneur.
Yeah, essentially. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? Things just, none of this was planned. You couldn't tell me I'd be doing anything I'm doing right now once I finish playing college football. You couldn't tell me. You couldn't
Yeah.
tell me. So,
So
fine.
yeah. So you learned in football, or you worked on overcoming adversity. Then you got
Mm-hmm.
arrested. You spent time in jail in Beijing. You come out of there. You start writing this book. It becomes your track on a business where you are helping other people. You are doing what you love, whether you knew it or not.
Yeah.
So this whole journey kind of has one central theme. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure.
And that
Without
central,
doubt.
yeah, with that central theme of like overcoming adversity and like going for things, right?
Yeah. Putting yourself out there. 10 toes down.
I love it. I love it. And do you teach that to the youth that you help with football?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, I preach it. Especially because it's one thing just talking ball, but it's like a lot of these kids got real lives outside of football. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them come from good homes, some of them not the best. You know what I'm saying? Bridge those gaps when we not in between. You know what I'm saying? Not in between them white lines, and we got to go back to our real worlds. You know what I'm saying? Just being a role model to them. A lot of them, my players follow me on Instagram, so they see everything I'm doing outside of football. They see the books, they see the content, they see everything. So it's like, okay, it's a lot of you know what I'm saying. You can get it in a lot of different ways out here. You know what I'm saying. Your sport comes to an end. It's not the end all be all. It's gonna be a journey. It's gonna be a journey to find that next passion that fuels you like football does. But once you find it, hey, nothing gonna
So
stop.
so what's next for Chancellor Jackson?
We're gonna continue to run this marathon, continue to publish these books, write and publish books, publish other people's books, continue to dabble in different uh, side hustles. Got to continue. Your grind must diversify. You tend to survive because times is changing. And you got to keep up with the times. Um, Getting more into continue to drop content. I want to get into dropping different types of content as well, like because I like to travel. That's one of my favorite things to do. So travel content. Started exploring that, and yeah, man, that's it. Really, man, just continue to run this marathon until it's over.
Yeah, it's super funny you just mentioned travel content because I just started getting into that.
Dang, see, look, yeah, I need to find a camera. That's my biggest thing. Like, I don't want to have no big old camera, but just something small and easy that can capture great video and audio. Um, that'll be a good starting point for me, and then I can figure out the editing piece later. But I just need something to capture everything.
Yeah, I started with an iPhone, man, and I just got back from Nashville,
Yeah,
and I was posting stuff. I have a mentor. He's been helping me out. He travels the world. He's 21, travels the world. He's been doing it for 2 years. Crazy.
he lit.
And he was like, "Dude, did you get a camera or something? Like, what did you shoot that footage on?" I said, "My iPhone 13." He was like, "What?"
Oh yeah, so I'm sleep then. I got everything I need.
Yeah, listen, man. I'm gonna go back to what you said before. Just start doing it. Like, if you want to do travel content, go do it, man. Like, I went to Nashville. It's not like I'm from Chicago. I went to Nashville. It's not like exotic or anything like that. But like, as soon as I made that shift, I like to post inspirational stuff. I like to post motivational stuff. I like to post clips from the show. But as soon as I made that shift to doing something that like people could tell. I had multiple people message me and they were like, "Dude, I can tell how happy you are. You're doing
Mm,
something. You're doing something you love to do. So just go do it. Like, even if are you still in Atlanta?
yes, sir.
So even if you were like, I'm gonna go to Savannah for a weekend, document it. Document everything, like just like you did with the book, man. Document it. It's a totally different shift when you go from written to video, but
For me.
it's
Facts.
well worth it. It's well worth it. And I'm telling you, like, if you need help with editing, I got you. But we're getting a little off topic.
Yo.
So, um, biggest point of what I just said is go after it. And with everything we've talked about today, everything you've gone through, like, you've been through some of the like, people don't realize what you've been through, even if it was 14 days, right? But people don't realize that you came out, one, a better person, right?
Yeah.
You came out probably more grateful for life,
Thanks.
but you had to go through a certain amount of adversity to make those changes.
Yes, Lord. Indeed.
And I think that any type of adversity, any type of challenge, any type of friction in people's lives, you know, what would you tell people when they're going to overcome adversity, or when they're trying to overcome adversity?
Adversity introduces a man to himself or a woman to herself.
I love that. Simple, right
That's
to the point.
Marcus Lattimore, running back for South Carolina Gamecocks back in the day.
He said that?
Because you remember he broke his leg like 2, 3 times. So he's like, it was like the second, third time he broke his legs, and he was trying to shoot for the NFL, and they was like, man, what keeps you driving? Like, how do you keep going? He said, man, adversity introduces man to himself. I was like, that boy, that's stuck with me ever since then. Way back in 2011, 2012. Yeah, that has stuck with me ever since then.
I love that. Man, I remember him, but I don't remember him saying that, and that's a huge line.
Thanks.
Okay. That's man, that left me speechless.
It's so simple, straight to the point.
Straight to the point. Straight to the point. That's the whole purpose of the show.
Man.
Now, Chancellor, as we start, like, we've been through your whole journey. We've talked about kind of what's next. What's next for the people you're helping? Like, you've said that you've had one of yours be top of the charts for 6 days, and another one be top of the charts for 9 days. Do you have an ultimate goal for like your publishing company, or if you had a
Yeah,
company?
yeah. The end goal is to turn, and I know for a fact, 14 Days in Beijing, probably the romance novels as well, but to turn those into some type of film, TV show, animation, something like that's the end goal for sure. I think an anime would be dope for 14 Days in Beijing just because it's based in Asia. Anime is huge now. It's really always been huge, but it's grown even more, and it's just fitting as far as just the theme and the culture. I feel like an anime would be dope, but even if it's like a little short film or documentary or something, yeah, something on the big screen
I
for
was
sure.
I was just thinking like a documentary, like on Netflix or Hulu or Prime or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, YouTube, Patreon, Tubi, they don't open the floodgates now, so for sure.
Yeah. So as we start to wrap up your journey, not your journey, but wrap up the story of your journey, I have one last question, one big question, the theme of the show, right? What is something, what is one thing, it could be multiple things, but what is one thing you wish you would have learned earlier in life?
That it's all right not to have everything figured out. I feel like that's something we all struggle with, especially this day and age with all this technology. Um, Trying to keep up with the Joneses and certain peers that are having success right now. Um, you could feel like you're not doing enough, or you're behind, or you just ain't got no motion whatsoever. And it could be discouraging. You see everybody else lit outside, having all, you know what I'm saying, just having a blast. It's like, damn, bro, I'm just still stuck in this grind, but I'm putting in the work, but it just ain't nothing that's cracked yet for me. But it's all a process. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what them folks went through to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? You see the highlights now, but you don't know what the journey was like to get to that point. And same for you. Everybody's story is different. Everybody's story is different. We all on our own paths, and that's why we call this thing the marathon. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. That's why we call this thing the marathon. Life is like a marathon. It's long, a continuous grind. You're gonna get tired. You're gonna get fatigued. Folks you running with, a lot of them gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, forget this, bro. You got it. They gonna like, nah, bro. Just chill, bro. You ain't gotta keep going. They gonna try to drag you down with them. Like, nah, bro. Show 10 toes to the ground. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. The biggest thing. I ain't gonna sit here and portray this ultimate poise like I had everything figured out. As you can tell, bro, I've been freestyling everything. Like for real, for real. I had certain plans here and there, but for the most part, everything just been like ideas, and I'm just taking it. I'm just running with them. So the only distinguishing quality between me and whoever else is going through a similar situation, already went through it, or is about to go through it, is that you know.
Yeah. I get that. I get that vibe from you. Like, I get that vibe that you're just the guy that just goes with it.
Yeah, for sure. That's it. Go with the flow. Easy going. I roll with the punches. Play the cards I was dealt.
Yeah. That's
Try
amazing.
to make.
Yeah. Now, do you have anything else to tell the audience?
I do. I'm big on quotes, so I want to leave y'all with a quote before we close out. And the quote is by Nipsey Hussle. For those that don't know who Nipsey Hussle, a rapper from South Central LA. But the quote goes, long-winded, running through this life like it was mine. Never settling, but setting every goal high. 1,000 burpees on the path to my own self-destruction. or success. But what is mistake without the lesson? You see, the best teacher of life is your own experience, and none of us know who we are until we fail. They say every person is defined by their reaction to any given situation. Well, who would you want to define you? Someone else or yourself? Whatever you choose to do, homie, give your heart to it and stay strong.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, Lord.
Credit to Nipsey on that one.
Yes, Lord. R.P. Nip.
Exactly, exactly. Well, thank you so much for being here, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for having me, family. Yes, Lord. It's been a blast.
Dude, when I heard about your story, I was like, man, he's got to be on the show. Like, because the show's all about stories. It's all about embracing people's stories, embracing where people have been, the adversity they've been through. Because I spent so long in my life not talking about my adversities, and then I went through one of the biggest ones, and now I'm like, okay, everybody needs to talk about their adversities, right? Because that's
Facts.
how we learn, right? But thank you so much for being here. This has been awesome. For everybody listening, I'm going to put all of Chancellor's information in the show notes. So if you guys want to hit him up, check him out on social media, check out his books. I'm going to put all that in the show notes, so you'll be able to check him out. Chancellor, thank you so much again. This has been amazing.
Appreciate you, family. Big shout out to you. Everybody that watched the whole interview, you were real.
Yes, thank you so much. Now, everybody, keep smiling, keep striving, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.